Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 608-270-9933. Do you have a nice Christmas?
I did, and you? You're very tan looking.
That's what happens when you cruise the tropics. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It's good to be back.
Excellent.
This is a beautiful orchid.
Yeah, this is a moth orchid, or Phalaenopsis, which is a really popular, very easy to grow orchid. And east window, bright indirect light. And if you're a little sick of, you know, poinsettias and other holiday plants, it's time to get some more spring bloomers. It'll kind of perk up your house a little bit.
And those blossoms last forever.
They do, for months. And people often call in and they want to know, like, when to cut it back. And what you do is you can look for one of these nodes on the stem. And you would cut, like right here, is one. And then you cut just above that node, and you'll often get some secondary spikes from those places. And the flowers won't be as big as this first flush, but it kind of prolongs the blooming, so it's sort of fun.
And the watering?
Watering, this time of year, once a week, kind of soak it in your sink. I know a lot of people do the ice cube thing. I'm not very fond of it. Often, orchids are not in orchid pots. And so when you just put ice cubes in here and let them drain, then the bottom of the pot is sitting in water, which is not good.
They're not happy with it.
They're not happy with sitting in water.
All right.
Nobody is.
Well, tropical water is.
Well, but not forever.
No,
right, exactly.
All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Mary from Madison. Hi, Mary. What's your question?
I bought a little tiny poinsettia plant, and it said to water it when it was dry, which I did, and then all the leaves fell off. Yeah, but the stems are still green, and I want to know, is it salvageable or not? It's really dry now.
Yeah, those little tiny ones are kind of hard to keep up. You need to water them sometimes every couple of days. There's just not enough soil mass for the cutting. The other thing that can really bother poinsettias are light levels. They like really high light, and they also don't do well in cold weather. So if you had it close to a window the last few days, that might have had something to do with it too. As long as the stem is still green, I would give it a little bit of time. It is not going to color up again, but you might get some green leaves developing.
Okay. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Mercedes in Monona. Hi, Mercedes. What's your question?
My question is, I have a globe arborvitae that broke from the heavy snow, and I don't know if I can just trim it back or if I have to have the whole plant taken out.
Depending on how much broke, you'll probably have to have it replaced, Mercedes. Arborvitae only do growth on the outsides of the branches, so if you had a major portion break off, it won't rebud on the inside. So depending on what it looks like, if half broke off, you'll either have half or you'll want to replace it.
Okay. So,
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So you should try to get the snow off your arborvitae.
Yeah, gently, very, very gently. Use a broom and just kind of push it and try to break it off when we have that heavy snowfall. But they're so brittle right now with the cold, so maybe wait a couple more days till the temperatures moderate a little bit, and then just take a broom out there and kind of gently knock it off.
Linda, what's your question?
Yes.
Hi, Linda. Go ahead.
Okay, I need to know how much you water them and whatever you do with them.
Bonsai.
So you have a bonsai tree. Bonsais are
Yes.
tricky. There's not a lot of root mass on a bonsai, so you really have to be careful and make sure that you check it every 2 or 3 days this time of year for water. If the soil is dried out, then water it thoroughly, let it drain. Also, some bonsais are not tropical plants, but they are like junipers or things that need a cold period. So some of them will like to be in a chillier spot. So depending on what you have would dictate the best place to place it. Send a picture of it to our plant desk at brucecompany.com, and we'll ID it, and then we can give you some more tips.
Okay, let's go to David now in Janesville. Hi, David.
Hi, I've got a violet that my wife bought me about 9 or 10 years ago. I've transplanted it, and some of the leaves seem to be getting like rubbery and droopy. And instead of growing up, it kind of curls around in the pot.
So I assume we're talking about an African violet with those little furry leaves. They can grow, they can live for quite long. So I would say that one of the tricks is when you water it, to water it from the base of the pot. They don't like the leaves to get leaves don't like getting wet. If it's really starting to go, though, they're super easy to take cuttings of. Just take a leaf off that's healthy and cut it in half and kind of put it with some rooting hormone in a pot of damp soil, and you'll get new little plants along that midrib, and then you can just grow new ones.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you're on the line, stay there. Lisa will talk to you off the air. We'll
Yes.
see you soon.
Yeah, see you next year.
Okay.